Good morning and welcome to a day in the life as a nurse working from home. Something I've really appreciated is the not 5 a.m. wake up, but I'm just getting into my normal morning routine. One of the best things about working from home is actually being able to cook my own meals, so I wanted to thank Home Chef for sponsoring today's video. You guys will hear a little bit about them later. I'm still using the same Innisfree green tea facial wash. Working from home, I don't actually see anyone in person, obviously, but I do have a lot of video conferences and meetings with my team as well as providers that we work with, and so I still try to look decently presentable. This is why I am combing out my hair with some detangler as usual. Just brushing out my Gucci eyelash extensions that make me look way better than I actually look. The thing is, you guys, if I was working a hospital shift, I would not have time to do any of this stuff. I pretty much try to brush my teeth, wash my face, and then jolt out the door because I need to be there by 7 a.m., but working from home is a little different. Now, admittedly, there are definitely days that I just roll out of bed and go straight to work and skip this entire morning routine to get an extra, 10 minutes of sleep. But today I was feeling a little bit fancier. You know me, gotta make the bed. No, this is false. I literally never make my bed. I just made it for the purpose of this video. My foggy morning brain was trying to explain my morning routine, but I wasn't speaking concisely, so it definitely took over 5 minutes. So here's the condensed version. Every morning I wake up, I try to do a little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of movement, and then also setting a good mindset for the day. Everyone else is still sleeping, and so normally we just play my music out loud, but today we are going to pop in our AirPod. I have been obsessed with TikTok recently, and I have this playlist called TikTok Songs. You ready to wake up? You want a belly rub? Good boy. Hi. You kind of have a bed head. For once, I'm actually not like super duper hungry, and since I'm working from home, I can actually decide if I want to eat breakfast a little bit earlier. Breakfast a little bit later, and so I'm just gonna wait until I'm actually hungry. Before we get started today, let me just give you a little bit of a tour of my office space. So here is my office space. As you can see, I have an external monitor hooked up just so I can see things a little bit easier. The computer that I use for work is the MacBook Air. This is the 13-inch, and so just having an external monitor, being able to see two screens at the same time is super helpful. Of course, I also have a keyboard and a mouse, and yeah, that's just really helpful because when the computer is on the laptop stand, it's actually better for my back to be able to just type from here and not have to reach all the way there. Got my tea that I just made and a little fake plant. We've got fake plants all over the place. We cannot keep real plants alive. In our drawers, we have a bunch of different things. So we have, what are these called? Pens, that's what they're called. But these cabinets have a bunch of things related to work. And then of course we've got my office chair. It's always super cold in the mornings, and so I just have a little blanket that I can sit on. I have this adjustable table, but let me show you. So the height on this table is actually adjustable, which is why this thing is like $300. The way that the table is, I can even like scooch it close to my bed and sit on my bed and do work, and so it's just really, really awesome to have this when I'm feeling a little bit lazier. All right, currently 8:03. Let's get started. Alrighty. So at this point, I bet you're wondering, how are you working from home as a nurse? What kind of job do you do that allows you to work from home? Which totally understand. I had the same questions when I had nurse friends who were working from home. But I actually work for a really cool startup company that essentially helps run the back end of primary care practices. And so as an RN, I am texting patients, I am reminding them about appointments, I am coordinating referrals, medical record requests, etc. But essentially the concept of the company is that we are making quality care more affordable. It is a lot cheaper to hire us than it is to hire a real life RN or real life medical assistant to be in your office. So the first thing that I'm going to do is catch up on all the emails that I have from the last couple of days. Just responding to missed notifications. going to give you a quick tour of my desktop. So this is Spruce. This is a secure messaging system that a lot of people use to message their patients. Slack is the internal chat messaging system that you can use to chat with other employees. Obviously you have your other standard Mac things. I use Notes very often, as well as Messages. And then Apple Calendar, not so much. Everything is on Google Calendar. This is actually really cool. This is a program called Text Expander. I have shortcuts that I've created. So if I type DOCM, it actually populates that automatically into documented MR, which is my initials. Literally, you can do essays from like typing a couple letters, and so it's amazing. So at 8:15 a.m. is when I have my first team meeting. But the thing about working remotely is that everyone's kind of doing their own thing, and so it's great to have like a morning check-in just to see what the plan is for the day. So I'm about to join in that Hangouts meet. Morning! Okay, we are about to do the RN to RN handoff for chat messages. This is essentially when patients text in who is responding, but the East Coast RN obviously starts 3 hours earlier than us, and so she usually covers that time. And then there are certain days that I am on chat responding to patients, certain days that other nurses are doing it, but today it's my turn. And so in order to make sure that we have a smooth transition, we always do a call to handoff and see if there's anything that is pending and needs to be addressed, or that I should take notice of. Okay, so I just finished handing off with a nurse. Usually we'll do a phone call, but there actually isn't too much to hand off for today. No outstanding things. And so she just chatted me and told me what was up. I just had a patient who missed a referral appointment that we had coordinated for him. So I'm about to let the provider know that he wasn't able to make that appointment and see how he wants to move forward. My God, you guys, this morning has been so busy. I have not been able to catch a single breath, but I think it's the post-holiday rush. Like, now that new insurance coverage has kicked in for a lot of these patients, they want to get their appointments in and use their benefits. So that's actually really great, but really, really busy for our team. I just had a patient who wants to come in for an appointment at 4 p.m. but the doctor's day usually ends around 4 p.m. and so I'm about to text the doctor and double check and see if that would work, since that patient is working during the day and wouldn't be able to come in for an earlier appointment. Getting a little bit hungry, and so I'm gonna unplug my external monitor and bring my laptop to the kitchen so I can eat breakfast. Good morning. Good morning, buddy. I have my computer here so I can continue to do work while I am eating breakfast, since I am the nurse on chat. Unless somebody covers me, I can't actually like take a break. I wish I could show you exactly what I'm doing, but obviously there is a lot of patient information and HIPAA. It has been really, really busy this morning. I think just this morning alone, I have talked to over 50 patients. While this experience is definitely very different than a traditional, healthcare experience where you might be working in the hospital and interacting with patients directly, I am still very much working with a lot of patients. I'm talking to them via email, via text, and even phone calls sometimes. And then in terms of working with the actual providers, I do periodic video calls with, so there are multiple RNs that work for my company, and every RN has specific clinics and providers that are assigned to them. And so for the doctors that are assigned to me, I do have weekly or bi-weekly video calls just to make sure we're on the same page. Okay guys, so I just changed into scrubs and a scrub jacket. I am about to have a video conference with one of the clinics that I manage. I unfortunately can't take you with me to this meeting, but I'll update you guys on how it goes. just finished the meeting with the physician. It went super well. So anytime we onboard a new physician or a new practice, we like to check in with them and just make sure that they're doing okay periodically. It is currently 11:50, getting a little bit hungry, but we do have a big meeting that is going to happen at noon, and it's going to be a video call. And then after that, I think I'm gonna go whip up some lunch because I am starving. I am about to join a meeting with a bunch of my coworkers. Wontons are floating, which means they're done. So nobody was able to cover me for lunch, so I'm actually still the nurse on chat, but I am just gonna pick up these wontons and go back to work. You can't even see them because there's so much steam. Good news is I have my computer here, my tea, my wontons, so I'm gonna do work at the kitchen table, and the good boy is sitting right next door. It's been a little crazy, but I just wanted to show you because the weather is so much better. Like, the sun is actually kind of out. It's still a little bit gloomy. I mean, it is really nice that I can, like, you know, at least like hang out with Lucky on my lunch break. Obviously, when I work 12-hour shifts, it's really hard for Lucky if there isn't someone else to take care of him. If I can work from home, then it's a little bit more flexible in terms of that. I don't even know what number cup of green tea this is, but I just realized that I have not gone to the bathroom for, I don't know, maybe 12 hours now. I think it's been 8 hours since I've been to the bathroom, so let me go do that. The thing about working from home is I literally sit in my chair all day and I forget to eat, I forget to drink water, and I forget to go to the bathroom. And so it's crazy because I feel like when I work at the hospital for my 12-hour shifts, I never go to the bathroom, but oh my gosh, working from home, even more so. Many hours has passed, but I'm still here doing work. Today has been extremely busy, and a lot of patients have been asking for same-day appointments. In 20 minutes, the chats are about to finish, and that's when I usually document all the chats that came in for the day. And yeah, we document everything in the EMR just so everybody's on the same page about exactly what conversations had already taken place. It is 6 p.m., which is when the chats officially end, but I'll show you right here. You'll see that I have 38 pages that need to be responded to, so I need to take care of all of those before I can actually sign off. I'm actually going to make some dinner and then come back because I'm starving, but I did change into some pajamas. I know exactly what I want to eat for dinner, so I'm really excited. Okay, you guys, it is finally dinner time. Talking a little bit about 2020. 2020 is the year of the nurse, but it's also the year of me trying to get on top of my health goals. In 2019 specifically, I did a lot better in terms of living a more active lifestyle, and so I definitely did a lot more cardio. I hiked a lot more often, but my diet was still a little bit wonky. I just have never been a great cook. There are only like a handful of things that I know how to cook, and so anytime I don't want to eat those things, my first instinct is like to go and get takeout. I am not a good cook, and I need step-by-step instructions because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm so excited that Home Chef is sponsoring this video, but they're not telling me to say any of these things. I am genuinely saying them because honestly, they've changed my life. Yesterday, I had made the stroganoff pork meatballs. I will insert a picture here for you guys because it was so good. My mom and my dad both think it was the best thing that I've ever cooked in my life. Eating Home Chef really makes sure that not only am I eating quality food that is healthy and well portion controlled, it's also really delicious, which is the most important part, I feel like. They genuinely are my favorite meal kit subscription service. I highly recommend it. I also downloaded their Home Chef app, so you can see exactly what things you order for that week, and here's my menu for next week, the week after, etc. But if you look at their collection, they have a bunch of different collections, like the Fresh Start collection, and so that's basically to kick off your 2020. These are the really healthy options. They are calorie conscious and carb conscious. There is the Culinary collection if you want to be a little bit fancier. this one's my favorite, the Home Chef Express. And so these are meals that are cooked really quickly. Wow, that is so good. I swear to God, every time I'm trying to make an announcement, he has to play with his squeaky chicken. Here's the real taste test. Let's try this burger. Does it just taste better because I'm so proud of what I actually made for myself? I'm pretty sure that is the first time I've cut an onion, so I'm very proud of myself, and Home Chef makes it so easy whether you are a beginner or you're an expert. You can cook all these amazing, delicious meals. They're actually giving you $100 off your first 4 boxes. I'm gonna leave the link to that down below in the description box so you can check it out. Now that I'm done eating dinner, I gotta finish up the rest of my work that I haven't finished yet. Before we close out this video / I show you my night routine, I just wanted to go through some of the pros and cons of working from home because I feel like I have learned a lot over the last couple of months, but I actually have a little list here, so I'm gonna be looking off this. Pros, number 1, the wake up time is definitely a little bit later than I normally would have to wake up if I were to be working a 12-hour shift at the hospital. I don't have a commute and I can basically roll out of my bed and start my job. I can wake up as late as like 7:55 and still make it for my 8 a.m. Number 2, it's just more comfortable. It's in like a very comfortable environment. It's at home, which means that I have access to, you know, all my clothes. If I get cold, I can throw on a jacket. I have, you know, my tea bags at home. Number 3 is definitely no commute. Aside from the fact that it saves time, it just also saves money, saves gas, saves the environment, and so that is really, really nice. You also don't have to sit in traffic, which I feel like kind of just starts the day off on a bad note. Number 4, it is nice to be able to hang out with Lucky a little bit more. So yes, I'm pretty much really busy. I don't think I'm any less busy than if I were to be working in the hospital, but I do have a little bit more flexibility where I can take my computer with me, and if Lucky needs to be let out to go to the bathroom, I can do that easily for him. Normally, if I work a 12-hour shift, I need to either hire someone to take him out on walks or have like a friend or a family member. Productivity is actually higher according to a lot of studies when you work from home, which is really counterintuitive because I think a lot of people can think, oh, if you're working from home, you know, you have no idea like what you're actually doing. You might actually not be working on work, but I'm gonna link a study down below, but it actually talks about how productivity is significantly increased when you allow your employees to work from home. For me, being able to cook and eat from home has made a really big difference. I used to just eat whatever's in the hospital cafeteria, and while it might taste good or it might not, it's just not the best option for you to be eating out so consistently. And so being at home, and now that I have Home Chef, it's been super helpful to try to consistently just eat better. Cons, here are just the things that I notice. So I think the one and only, everything is centered around the same thing, is that when you work from home, there is no like work-life separation. And so some people have like a separate office space that they use, but even if you do that, I feel like when you work from home, your home becomes a workplace. And so it just feels different to you. The time working is also often very, very blurry as well. Other than that, there is no bonding with your coworkers. So obviously we do like Google Hangouts, we chat and we video chat, but it's just not the same as being able to meet people in person and bond. But I will say I have never been so close with people that I've never actually met in my life before. And so it is kind of an incredible experience. One of my coworkers is legit, she's my work wife, she is my homie G. It is more difficult to bond with some people. I feel like some people just need that like face to face, but it's definitely something that you can overcome as well. I think those are the big pros and cons. Currently 10:43, so around this time is when I will take off my makeup and wind down for the day.
Whoa, if you made it to the end of this video, I love you. You are the OG, but don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe and turn on that notification bell if you haven't already so that you don't miss my weekly uploads. I hope that you enjoyed a little bit of insight as to how a nurse could possibly work from home. I know there were tons of questions on my Instagram, but go follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.